What is up, world? Welcome to Apocaflix Now, our movie hangout show where we just kind of chill, talk movies, everything going on in the world of film and sometimes television and entertainment as well. I am your host, Jacob Bartley, and I'm joined by, well, it's a three-man crew. I'm joined by two other gentlemen here. First up, we got Jake Berlin in the house. What's going on, Jake?
I'm good, man. I don't know why, but it feels like Apocaflix didn't go last week. It feels like the show just hasn't been. I don't know why. I have no idea why. But I'm excited. I'm here. We're talking a lot of cool things tonight. Whether we have good or bad feelings on them. One specific topic that we'll get to here soon. But yeah, I'm excited to talk to you, gents, about what we have going on.
Absolutely, and I'm with you there, man. It feels like we took a week off, but we didn't. We had a show last week.
Like, what did we talk about last week?
I don't remember.
I don't remember what we did last week.
It was our 100th episode.
You know why?
The one I forget. Well,
okay, now that makes sense because that one felt like just like a party. It didn't feel like a show to me.
There wasn't much like.
Bye, Jesse.
Organized. Hi, Jesse.
Hello.
Answer my question that I sent you.
We thought the same thing, Chuck. We thought the same.
Yeah, bummer, right?
Yeah, well, yeah, exactly. A DC topic without our DC guy, like I said. But Brian Avalosino's here. How you doing, Brian?
Don't throw it all on me. I'm not the DC
all the pressure's
guy.
on you now.
Yeah.
I guess you're the second in line for DC guy, I guess. Or maybe Jake. I don't know.
I think Jake and I might be on even playing field.
DC, like as far as like what with DC,
well,
like
okay,
knowledge?
If we're talking DC in general, like just overall the superheroes, including comics, animated movies, one of you two. If we're talking who likes the DCEU the second best, it's probably me, to be honest.
Yeah, well,
that I'd agree with.
I probably have the most history with DC Comics because I've been reading them. Not to say that Brian's probably read more recently.
Well, you're a big Aquaman and Flash guy. Brian's a big.
Brian's not true.
Well, Brian, over the last couple of years, you've like hammered in some major comic arcs, is what I'm saying. I read them as a kid. Like I read a lot, and I read like a lot of when the New 52 dropped a number of years ago. That's like when the comics started to kick back up, and I read every single issue of Aquaman, every single issue of Flash, every single issue of Justice League. I couldn't obviously afford them all, but I probably have the most history with the comic stuff. But yeah, I would say you're probably the second fan of DC.
Of the DCEU, probably. I mean, I read a lot of Harley Quinn. I have like every issue of since Rebirth started, so that's what I know.
I'm very much with DC.
Louis, save your pick. Save your pick, Louis. Don't reveal it just yet.
I know more of like the characters. Like I know who characters are and what their deal is, but I don't know so much of stories.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So I don't know. Yeah.
Well,
to be honest, I think you would be the.
I'm sure none of us have too much knowledge on Calvin Ellis, who are going to be casting here pretty soon.
I'm gonna be completely honest. I hadn't heard of him till a couple weeks ago.
I knew about him, but I didn't know much about him. But I did a little bit of research, and it's pretty fascinating. And we'll get to that here in a little bit. But before we do, we're going to cover a couple other things, including the movie watching challenge. I guess Brian's locked in for the.
You did your job, Jacob. You did your job.
Finally, yes, and I didn't need a reminder in big red letters like I thought.
I always forget that I do the do until like a second into it,
and happens.
Until it catches me off guard.
You kind of feel provoked to do it once it
Chuck,
pops up.
if you have any bullet points, like important bullet points you want to throw in the chat, man, we'd love to hear it because we are very green when it comes to Calvin Ellis.
Absolutely, but I kind of want to read him now after doing a little bit of research.
He's going to become important. So
yeah, the movie watching challenge. For those of you who don't know, each week one of us are chosen to watch a film that we've never watched before. The four other members submit a film, and whether it's by a poll or a random number, a film is chosen. And this week, Jake was challenged a couple weeks ago. Long story short, he watched
not a couple, just two. Just two.
A couple
weeks ago.
That's a few.
But yes, Jake reviewed or watched Moonlight. He actually watched all 4 films, but
I watched this one. I watched this one. I watched this one.
Well, when you have 2 weeks to watch it, I mean, it's not that hard.
I watched them all in the first week. Don't even. My letterbox proves it. But
so Jake's gonna talk about Moonlight here. So what did you think, man? I'm surprised you didn't watch it because it was such an Oscar darling a few years.
Well, so yeah, let's put it this way though. We were gonna talk about Kubo because Kubo won. Technically,
Kubo won the poll, which is the one that I was going to talk about.
Want to talk about it in front of me because I haven't seen it.
No. It's not that. You've seen Moonlight. And so the conversation will be a lot better. Yeah. And honestly, it's the one that I want to hear more opinions on personally. Kubo's Kubo. Like I understand why it's one of the greatest animated movies.
I don't want to spoil
like,
Kubo for Brian either. I want him to watch.
Yeah,
it,
like
so.
But I do want to get your guys' thoughts on Moonlight. And I watched it. It was the first, and like you said, Jacob, it won the Oscar, right? Because La La Land was announced as the winner, but it was actually Moonlight that won the Oscar. They brought them up during that crazy ceremony. And it's from director Barry Jenkins, who is very, very popular. You may recognize his name if you're not too much in the movie world. He's actually directing the live action The Lion King 2, the prequel, sequel, hybrid that's supposed to tell like the Mufasa backstory, etc. He's on a lot of comic book movie lists for a lot of black characters, Blade being one of them, and a character that we're talking about tonight also being another one. This movie. So I went in. I had seen the trailers a few years ago when the movie came out, obviously, and so I had an idea of what it was about. Right, it followed one character as he kind of traveled through life, played by three different actors. Excuse me. But I didn't know like anything past that, really. I didn't know the timeline is like how long they took with this actor or this actor. And I knew that Mahershala Ali was in it. I knew that, oh my God, why am I forgetting your name?
Naomi Harris?
Janelle Monáe. Oh. Janelle Monáe, yeah, right?
Janelle Monáe, yeah.
Janelle Monáe. And then I also knew that Naomi Harris was in it as well. But to my surprise, I didn't realize Mahershala was only in the first sequence.
He's barely in it, and
he's only in it when. So, look, the movie's been out for a few years, so spoiler because I have to discuss this movie with spoilers. The movie starts out with a kid. He's probably in like the 4th, 5th grade, somewhere in that age, 6th grade, not too old. They live in Florida, if I'm not mistaken, right? And he grows up on the wrong side of the tracks. Essentially, is what's happening, and
the project.
He befriends Mahershala Ali, who is married to Janelle Monáe. Mahershala is a leading drug dealer in the area, and his mom is a druggee, and he doesn't want to be home. He wants to, be in a better home, and he essentially goes to their house to live with them at times, eat dinner, hang out, get away from where he lives. And I didn't know this because I don't remember the trailer, but the movie then just jumps after a certain sequence happens. And then there's no more Mahershala, right? As the story says, he was killed years ago, and this character and Janelle Monáe have continued their relationship throughout the entire film. And so I was shocked when that happened because I thought he was like the guy in the movie essentially, because he's such a big name. And I know that this is one of his first movies, like where he really like came out as an actor, like really like popped up on the scene. But it kind of took me a little bit to kind of like almost get over that in a way. Cause I was like, oh man, like I thought this guy was going to be in the whole movie. I thought he was going to be out in the whole movie. But I will say, once I did like forget about it, get over it, the story is incredible. The story is an incredibly, it's a weird combination of incredibly diverse, but simple at the same time, right? There's no action. There's no crazy scenes that are happening. It's literally just following this kid as he goes through life, as he travels from Florida, ends up in Atlanta, goes from being this very wholesome, innocent kid to essentially being Mahershala Ali in Atlanta, right? Following in his footsteps in a way. Yeah, I was very, very happy with watching this film. I was very satisfied. Again, I didn't know what to expect going in. Also, that Netflix show When They See Us from Ava DuVernay, her lead actor is one of the teenagers in this film, which I had no idea. I also love that they took a chance on the gay side of all this as well, because that's a hard thing to tell. That's a hard thing to tell in this type of movie when you're dealing with, gangsters and the projects and like all of that stuff.
That is majority of the story.
Oh, well, yes, it's the majority of the story in the teen, and then it's the majority of the story the last 10 minutes of the movie. Because it doesn't come back for a while until his friend calls him after 20 plus years. Once we see grown up Kevin, I want to say his name is.
Mm-hmm.
I could be. I think it's Kevin.
It is Kevin.
And he goes to the restaurant. He sees his friend after so long, and they go back to their apartment, and they kind of rekindle. But yeah, I didn't realize it was just going to be literally like. It almost felt like Barry Jenkins was following these guys around with a camera as he grew up in life, right? Like it had. And Boyhood is a whole different story.
Yeah, I was going to say
like.
It's kind of like a fictional Boyhood.
Yeah, like Boyhood was like literally shot over 12 years.
Yeah.
Like that, like, but this, I like this version, but it very much felt like Barry Jenkins just got a handheld camera and followed this guy through his life. And they told the story in cuts, and it was powerful. It was strong. The performances were bonkers. Naomi Harris was absolutely incredible.
Oh, yeah.
I have casted her in so many characters on the casting table, and I am so happy that it's like, I'm like, yes, please put her in something.
That scene in the street, I forget what's going on, but there's a scene in the street in like near a car or something with her, and I was like, oh my good, I wanted her to win the Oscar that year.
So Mahershala Ali, right before the time jump happens, he's walking back to meet the guy outside of the apartments who's dealing, and he sees her car.
Yeah,
and he walks over there and he says, "Your kid's at home.
Yeah,
I'm not selling this to you." And she's like, "You're a dealer. I'm getting this to you no matter what. You're a dealer." And she's totally drugged out.
She's freaking out. Yeah.
And yeah, she is incredible.
So good.
For how much Mahershala was in there, he's great. I have always loved Janelle Monáe personally. I think she's incredible. And also the three actors who played Kevin, I mean, bravo.
Did a great job.
Like why haven't we seen more of them? Why we haven't seen more of them? I don't know why, but Moonlight, total plus, love it. Great film.
That was my challenge.
Yeah, it was. I loved it when I first saw it. It's a really great film, especially the performances. Like I'll never forget. Like when I think of Naomi Harris, I think of Moonlight. Like that's the movie I think of. So yeah, it's not a bad movie to get challenged to.
Brian, what if you don't mind me asking, what was it about Moonlight that you challenged me? Was it just because you wanted me to watch it?
On my scratch off poster, it was one of my scratch offs.
Oh, nice.
And I watched it and was like, "Oh, Jake hasn't seen it too." So now, since it's fresh in my head, I'm curious if I can get him to watch it, what he would think, and we would both be able to actually discuss it.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, just actually like discuss it, because I mean, my taste and your taste can sometimes be spot on and can be the complete opposite ends. So I was just kind of curious to see.
So his name was Chiron. The friend was Kevin.
Ah, that's right. I knew there was somebody.
No, I thought the main character's name was Kevin, but it was Chiron. The main characters.
Kevin's the romantic interest.
Yeah, Kevin. And so, and I want to make sure that I mention this. Alex Hibbert played the young version of Chiron. Ashton Sanders played the teenager, and then Trevante Rhodes played the adult version. And Trevante Rhodes, please put that guy in more stuff. We saw him. He's been in a few things. He was in the Predator remake not the remake, but the sequel a few years ago. Just put him in more stuff in general, please.
Yeah, he was really good. I thought after that movie we were going to see him more, to be honest.
Yeah. He was actually in Bird Box too.
That's what it was. I knew he was in something else. So thank you.
Yeah, that's right. Now that you mention it. Well, that sounds like a winner there. I mean, and it's rare because especially this is like a modern, I don't want to say classic, but a modern like Oscar darling. And Jake's seen most of those. So we finally got to pick one that Jake hasn't seen. So that was awesome. So Keith was actually challenged this week, but he is not going to be here today. Or if he is, it's not going to be till later.
Wait, okay, hold on. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt you.
Yeah.
What quickly the other three? Yes, no's, pass. What did we?
So I ranked them. I think someone had asked me somewhere else.
Gio asked on Now last week, I believe.
Yeah, so I had said, and I might totally flub it. I'm not sure, but I put Kubo number 1. Kubo is just Kubo. That movie's pretty much perfect. Moonlight number 2, close second, and then I put 25th Hour and then Kiss of the Dragon, if I'm not mistaken. And it's solely.
I was just curious. Did you like? I didn't care about ranking. I meant like, did you like all four of them?
I liked all of them. There were moments in Kiss of the Dragon and 25th Hour where I was slightly bored. And that's why they're a little bit lower. The performances are great in 25th Hour, but I wasn't totally on board with the writing of the film and the storyboard and everything. And Kiss of the Dragon is good for what it is, but I also thought it was very choppy, kind of cheesy in moments. And I've never really been into those type of movies, like the Kung Fu movies. I mean, look, Jet Li murders the movie, like he kills it, but it's just not typically.
Does
a movie
he murder
kind of
a lot of people?
Alley. He does murder a lot of people. He does.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you liked Kubo, man. I couldn't believe you hadn't seen it, to be honest. So.
Great. Yeah.
Those top two, man, good choices. So Keith actually hasn't had time to watch the movie yet. He just found out the other day what movie he's going to be watching. He's going to be watching Primal Fear, which is an older film, but it's something that I chose. It's actually the movie that I chose that I really want him to watch. So Keith and I will do a separate video for that regarding Primal Fear. So look out for that on the YouTube channel as well. Before we get to talking this Venom trailer, Brian has something to share with you guys.
Yeah, so every Friday we do a little bit of Star Wars, and that is the Fandalorian Club with our awesome Fandalorian logo. It is 4:00 Pacific time, and yeah, if you want to talk a little Bad Batch, that is where we talk Bad Batch. And thankfully, Disney Plus, we were like, oh no, they're gonna have Marvel Loki the same day and Fandalorian. They're like, no, we got you guys. So you'll see Loki on Wednesdays, but for now, yeah, come enjoy some Bad Batch with us. 3rd episode is on Friday, and we will be breaking it down at 4:00 Pacific.
Yes, sir.
Awesome. So it's Tuesday. We don't got a lot of news, but trailers are technically news, kind of. So it's Tuesday News Day. So Jake, what trailer are we going to be discussing today?
Well, there's only one major trailer that came out this week, and it is lit discussion on fire. Jacob was able to do a reaction with Gio to Venom, Let There Be Carnage. The brand new trailer for Venom 2 came out. Tom Hardy, Woody Harrelson, directed by Andy Serkis. Check out the reaction on the channel, guys. It's posted as the highlight video. I don't know what it's technically called, but let's expand on this conversation. Plus, Brian and I have not been able to give our thoughts.
Yes, I want to hear your thoughts.
Jacob, I do want you to start to kind of reiterate, and maybe something has changed since you have seen the trailer maybe once, twice, 3 times. What did you think of this new trailer, man?
So we did the reaction super early for me, wouldn't be early for Jake. I'm just not a morning person, but I was ready to go and wake up to this Venom trailer. And I'm excited for this movie. I didn't love the first one. I liked it, but we all said they can build on a sequel. They can build on this and make a great sequel, right? So we go into this, and my main problems with Venom were just the silly, outrageous stuff that they did. This trailer starts with a silly, outrageous scene. So it kind of like puts a bad taste in your mouth if it opens the trailer with that kitchen scene, and I'm sure we'll talk about it. But other than the kitchen scene, and I get a lot of people are crapping on this trailer. Other than the kitchen scene, I didn't mind everything else that we saw. We just didn't see much. It was just kind of like long shots of like hallways, Woody Harrelson talking, and then we get to see Carnage, which was cool. But I don't feel like this trailer, at least for me, like I'm gonna watch this movie because it's gonna be a hot topic comic book film, right? But if I wasn't already gonna go watch it, it didn't change me from somebody who wasn't gonna see it to going to go see it. It feels very much like the first movie with Carnage being the villain. So I kind of still feel the same way right now.
Brian.
So I woke up and went, ooh, trailer. I was literally still in bed, put it on my phone, watched it, and went, and went back to sleep. Like, I will say this. Every time I watch it, the more and more I'm like, the needle goes from like 1 to 2 to like on a scale of 1 to 100 though. Did I love it? No. I definitely did not love it. I don't know what the hell is going on other than like, hey, look, there's Carnage. Like that's literally all I got out of it. And yeah, he does sound exactly like Cookie Monster.
I swear the same person who does Cookie Monster's voice is doing the voice. I swear.
And it, like, I know Venom's like thing is like to eat people and stuff. Like that part was pretty good. That did make me laugh when he goes, what? But yeah, I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know. Part of me just goes like, this is Andy Serkis doing this? Like, I just, Jake. I don't know. I think I put Andy Serkis in this like, oh, he's gonna wow me. And then I saw it and I went, this is the same Venom movie.
I will say this was probably one of the best moments of the trailer. I get it. That was okay with me. That was okay. But I am wondering, like, I didn't see the ketchup bottle explode and it was pointed down. How did it shoot out at him? That's how my head works. I was like, wait a second.
Well, like, if it goes down, it just hits the thing and back.
Well, it looked like the whole thing just splattered on him, but that's neither here nor there. Guys, I know some information about this movie.
Yeah,
I know some hard hitting information about this movie. I have 2 facts. 1, it's going to make a buttload of money at the box office. 2, it's going to absolutely suck.
Yeah, it's going to be one. It's absolutely going to be.
Look, and Brian hit it or he teased it at least. I am blown away that this is from Andy Serkis. Like when Venom 2 was announced, it's like, oh, okay, cool, whatever. Like I didn't care for the first. I was actually very disappointed in the first movie because I know what the character of Venom can be. And I thought it just wasn't. It didn't live up to its potential. Partly because of the director they had involved. They went a different direction. They got someone who can really tell a story. All right, we saw him do Mowgli. It was dark. It was different. It had this edge to it.
Did you like Mowgli and Breathe? Like,
I liked Breathe. I very much liked Breathe. And I had some issues with Mowgli, but for the most part, I really did enjoy Mowgli. I liked his different take. It was a very dark movie. And I was hoping that would have transitioned into this film.
Yeah.
But unfortunately for me, what I see when I look at this, I see, okay, Andy Serkis is directing this. There's a studio behind this who is very well known for chopping properties in half, plus not letting directors fully commit to their vision and letting them stick to the script. Let's keep this in mind. The script is written by the 50 Shades of Grey screenwriter. That is not good.
You've been harping that for a while.
That is not good. And if you're not going to let Andy Serkis, and look, he very well could have been like, hey, I love the script. I'm going to do the script. Most of the time, someone reads a script and they're like, I love this. I'm going to expand on it. I love this. I'm going to expand on it. It doesn't look like anyone was expanded on. It literally looks like the first movie, but Carnage is the villain now.
Yep.
It's the same exact thing, except it's gone from a tech giant in Riz Ahmed to a serial killer in Woody Harrelson. Like, that doesn't excite me. It doesn't excite me at all. Like, it literally, like, point A to B to Z, whatever, it looks like the first Venom. And if that's what Sony wants, fine. It's going to make them a crap ton of money. Cool. This character is going to die out at some point because these movies are going to be terrible. And they're going to get a couple laughs, right? The audience score is probably going to be a little high, but it's going to be absolutely shafted when it comes out. And it sucks because the Venom character is so effing cool.
I disagree with you in the sense of that it's going to die out. You know what's going to keep this alive? Teenagers. Young teenagers that find...
You teenagers, go back to school.
Well, that's probably why the first one succeeded, right? And I said this in the trailer reaction that like the reason why the silly, goofy scenes, like I mentioned that, was it like lobsters in the fish tank thing in the first movie? Like that kind of stuff. The reason why they're continue that stuff in this movie, it looks like, is because it worked for them. It made over $800 million. They think this formula worked. Well, they got to pay attention to what people are actually saying that, yeah, it was cool. We liked the connection between Venom and Eddie Brock, right? That was like the best part of the first movie. They can build on that, but you got to do something different. He's in the same apartment building, going down to the same liquor store, walking around the same streets. Venom, Carnage is the villain. Cool, but you got to put your character in a different environment and do something different. And it just seems very similar.
Here's what this is. This is Sony's PG-13 Deadpool. That's what this is.
They suck at doing Deadpool.
So that's literally what it is.
Was the first one rated R or PG-13?
It was PG-13.
Was it? I thought it was
I'm
R.
pretty sure.
Okay.
I'll double check on that, but let me see.
Okay.
But yeah, I mean, that's what it is. It's PG-13.
Yeah, it's PG-13. And I'm assuming that this one's going to be PG-13 too because box office.
That is
Sean. Oh my god. That is amazing.
Dude, Sean, you get me, man. You get me. Hey, Sean could easily do that. He lives like 7 houses down from me. So yeah, do it, bro. I would happily sit on my porch like Clint Eastwood and Gran Torino and just yell at kids. I love it. I love it. Hey, man, I take my movies serious, especially my movie characters. And if they're gonna flub a character like Venom, like at least flub it right. Like at least flub it right. The trailer looked terrible.
Sony, obviously, with Spider-Man into the Spider-Verse, like they were on the right track to, as far as handling these properties.
Well, they were on the right track animated wise. Live action, they've always effed up. Like they've always.
Sony lets the people that are doing the animated stuff do whatever they want, and that's why their animated is successful because that Mitchell's versus the
is amazing.
Whatever, that's a Sony.
I watched it this morning. It is amazing.
Well, that's also Phil Lord and Chris Miller though doing both, producing both of those.
So here's what
they're letting them do it. Yeah,
exactly.
Here's what happened to Sony. Yes, Brian. Thank you, Brian. Thank you. Well. Thank you. And we're gonna bring Keith on in just a second. So Keith, you're backstage to see you, bro. But let me get this comment out real quick. Sony did something a very long time ago. They go, "Oh man, Sam Raimi kicked ass with Spider-Man. Like, bravo, sir, bravo. Why don't you do a sequel?" He crushed it with the sequel, right? He wasn't beating the original. Cool. Mm-hmm. Oh man, we can get something out of this. Let's F up the third movie. And ever since then, they haven't done anything right.
Well, no,
they haven't done anything right since like 2006, and it's terrible. It's not that they effed it up. They intervened and said, "Put Venom in this." They effed up.
Yeah,
they're effing it up. That's what I mean. They're getting too many hands in the kitchen, too many hands in one pot, and they were like, yeah, Sam Raimi, you did okay with the first two. This is what we want you to do, even though your movies are the best comic movies at that time.
Like, I think Amazing Spider-Man 1 is not a bad movie at all to me. It's actually a good movie. But then the second one was terrible.
I agree.
Second one was terrible.
But here's the issue. They did the same exact thing.
Exactly.
They let Mark Webb do his thing with the Amazing Spider-Man, and then they were like, oh, you actually did okay.
They
now
basically
we're going to get involved.
Spider-Man 2 and went like, let's do what we did with Spider-Man 3 again.
All right, well, exactly what they did is they went, cool. Get ready for the Sinister Six.
It's so stupid. I gotta bring him in because I want his thoughts. Keith, I'm dying for him to like go off or maybe even say that he loved the trailer. I don't know. Let's bring him in. Keith Barnes, what's up, man?
Keith thinks.
I haven't watched the trailer because I don't care about this nonsense.
Oh my goodness! Wait, didn't you hate the first Venom?
No, I didn't hate it at all.
Oh, okay.
I surprisingly didn't hate it, but I didn't want to see it. I wasn't going to see it. Jake was like, "You got to talk about it on the channel." So I was like, "All right, fine."
Don't put me under the bus.
I don't know. It was completely you, because I was not going to go see Venom.
All right, let's back up here. Why doesn't a Venom appear to you? What if it's just like you watch the trailer and it looks like the next Best Picture winner? Like you still have no interest? Like what? Why doesn't the Venom character attract you?
No. It's not the Venom character. I love the Venom character. I don't care about a Venom movie, first of all, and so that's especially not without Spider-Man, because literally the point of Venom is that he hates Spider-Man. I understand it's comics movies, I get whatever, but because what Sony, everything, Jake, you're spot on. I'm sitting here going, yep, yes. And Chuck, you hit it right on the head. You said the comment right before I came on here. Avi Arad is a noted Spider-Man ruiner. Everything bad in all the Spider-Man movies is literally because of him. And so if he was involved, Spider-Man would not be in the MCU right now. And Tom Holland wouldn't be Spider-Man. Everything we've seen, cool stuff from Spider-Man and Infinity War, and all, we wouldn't have gotten it. And so, yeah, but it seems like all that nonsense that they probably want to do with Spider-Man, they're doing it with Venom. And so I'll get around to this trailer whenever. But
actually, you know what, Keith? I want to on top of challenging you this week on the movie watching challenge, I want to challenge you to not watch a single thing for Venom 2 and then watch the movie when it comes out.
No Jesus problem. Christ, yes. Oh God. I was gonna say that not till September.
I want you to go in absolutely blank, and I want your thoughts on the movie.
He's gonna go in with the most like neutral expectation.
Yes.
Ever.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's what I did with the first one. Honestly, that's what I did with the first one. I was like, well, it is Tom Hardy. I love Tom Hardy. He's one of my favorite guys. So I was like, you know what? We'll see. It might not be all right. I didn't hate the first one at all. I thought it was fine. I don't think it's good, but I didn't hate it. So this one, I did hate that post-credit scene. I absolutely was like, ugh. So that's honestly.
Do you guys agree that Woody Harrelson looks a lot better in this than he did in the post-credit scene?
Yeah.
Yeah, his hair's not all fluffy.
Yeah,
they got rid of his hair.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that. Okay, that's what you want. I saw the hair and I went, ugh.
You want to know something else that's scary? If you don't like Avi, however you say his last name, he's in charge of the Uncharted movie and Borderlands.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm not worried. See, Borderlands could be good too. That's interesting.
Borderlands could be so dope. It could be so dope.
I'm the biggest Uncharted fan in the world. I have very low expectations for that movie. I don't love what they're doing, but we'll see. But yeah, no, I haven't watched the trailer, so I don't know what you guys are talking about at all. I don't know. I'm not interested in it.
Can we just have him watch the first scene of the trailer and pause it and then stop there?
So do you want to do that right now? We can do that right now.
Wherever. Okay, sure.
Oh,
let's just. I'm gonna bring up just the first scene of the.
I literally have it right here, Jake.
Now Keith is gonna have the lowest expectations.
Brian, you go ahead and share it. Just the first scene. Make sure you share audio. Just the first scene, and let's see Keith's reaction. I'll give you the first scene, and then you get to watch nothing else after that.
Oh my God. This is
This is torture, everybody.
Yes.
This is torture. No, it'll set his expectations too high.
hey, if some people like the tone of that, I don't blame you. Like that's good for you, but
Yeah.
it just doesn't.
Yeah,
work.
Rachel. He lasted all of like 30
Stop
seconds.
it, Rachel. Stop it, Rachel.
Okay,
right,
we have
Brian,
to
you
be
ready?
quiet. Yeah, we have to be quiet for Keith's lag.
Okay. Turn it up all the way.
I say either. You guys say either. I say neither. And I say neither. Neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. Ta-da! Catch up.
Excuse me.
Yummy.
Now
All
Keith
right.
wants to watch the rest of the trailer.
That's about right.
So
You
that's
know who
why
he
Cookie
sounds like?
Monster was. That's why Cookie Monster was trending on Twitter.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yes,
Okay.
exactly. Brian,
Wow.
he sounds like the voice of Murder Trivia Party.
Oh my god, he
A little bit.
died.
He sounds exactly like Murder Trivia
But
Party.
mixed
the
in with
voice.
Cookie Monster. I
Yes.
watch my niece a lot, and we watch a lot of Cookie Monster. He sounds just like him, though, too.
Yeah, yeah.
You
So,
scared me.
just
There. I thought
based
you were
on
gonna say
that
we watch a lot
alone-
of murder.
Oh no.
So just that alone, it's just like studios have been ever since 2016 taking the wrong lessons. I agree. They've been taking the wrong lessons from Deadpool, and so like they're trying to make everybody's trying to make some character into Deadpool, and this is Venom is like there are times, yeah, I'm sure there's versions of him that are funny. Sometimes he can be, but I don't know. It's a much more interesting, compelling character than what they're doing there. So, yeah, that's bad. That's very bad. So,
Do you guys remember in the first movie when Venom and Eddie are talking to each other, and I forget the exact dialogue, but Venom's basically like, "You're like me, like we're both like I forget what he says.
We're
but
both like outcasts.
Losers. or
yeah,
something.
basically. See, that stuff is what they need to focus on, and I hope we get back to some of that in this movie. I like that stuff. That was the best part of the first one to me, was their back and forth relationship, because that's the difference between this and Deadpool. Is like there's a human and this entity, this creature, and they're interacting. But I will say I like Tom Hardy's face when he looks annoyed. He looks like
He's
us
us.
watching it. Yeah,
He's us, yeah.
exactly.
He's us.
Oh,
Don't even. You were the one. I went and watched your video.
Please, Leah, let's go over to Fan United and see what this guy really has to say.
so and that's the thing.
Yeah.
I was the
Joker.
optimistic one on the trailer reaction. too.
Joker. What a
I went-
Joker.
I watched the reaction and went, okay, they both didn't poop on it. And then I went over to Geo's and went, all right, he's pooping on this thing. So I don't want to hear it. I don't
Yeah.
want to hear it.
All right, let's just move on from this crap fest.
Yeah.
Let's get to some good stuff.
I guess I'll be the only one watching it in theaters, and I'll just do the review by myself and tell you guys what it was like. Is that you guys cool with that?
Sounds
That's
good.
fair. That's
You
fair.
guys, I don't want to put you guys through the trauma of watching it. Before we get to our Calvin Ellis Superman casting, we want to tell you guys a little bit about our watch along that we're going to do later this month, and I'll hand it to Jake for that.
Yeah, so as each month, we do a watch along at the last show of every month, and that is 2 weeks away. 2 weeks away from tonight, May 25th will be the date that we're doing our watch along, and we have our movie selections. Everybody, we have our movie selections. We're going to be revealing them right here. There will be a poll that goes up tomorrow morning for everyone to vote on which movie we will be watching. We'll be discussing and finalizing that film next week on the show, and so I'm going to let the crew. Kind of like lead into their film to maybe talk about why they chose it, and I'll reveal it. I'm going to start with Gio because he is not here, and he was selected with the streaming service Hulu, and he went with a really, really cool movie, a movie that's very near and dear to my heart, and a movie that kicked off an action franchise like no other for a second time, and that is Mission Impossible: Ghost Protocol,
Ooh.
the Brad Bird film that kickstarted the new Mission Impossible version that we have today. First time we got Jeremy Renner, we got Paul Patton, we got Simon Pegg back from Mission 3. And again, directed by the Incredibles director, Brad Bird. A movie that was technically supposed to kick Tom Cruise out of the franchise, but then it did so well that he's been around for 6 more. So, Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol on Hulu, that is one of the choices. Keith, go ahead.
Will slightly disagree, though. I'll say that Mission Impossible 3 is what kicked off the change.
I very much enjoy Mission Impossible 3. I'm saying the new version of because it was 6 years between movies, and they took a chance on making it. And it just kind of now there's movies every other year is what I think
saying. This is the one that took it to another level, made it a huge, big blockbuster franchise.
As far as
Jeremy Renner gonna take over,
he was supposed to, but it did so well that Tom Cruise I'm gonna stay on.
Right.
Yeah.
It was the same thing with the Bourne franchise. He was supposed to take over that, and then kind of. I think that movie's pretty good. But yeah, it's a good choice. I love that movie very much. Ghost Protocol might be my favorite. That's which is high because I love all 3 of the last 3 ones are really great. But
they just keep getting better to me. Fallout all day. Fallout.
All right, so that's one of your choices. Jacob, I'm going to let you go ahead and go next, sir. Name the service you got and the movie you picked.
Yeah, so I was given Prime Video, which the movie selection could be up and down depending on the month that you're choosing Prime Video. And so I but I chose The Terminator, the original film, The Terminator. And
I love this pick so much.
One
I
of
love
my
this pick.
criteria is I want to choose a movie where we could have a fun time watching and discussing it. Obviously, this is a classic film, and it's not too long. I don't want a 2.5 hour long.
He doesn't want to hang out with anyone.
Watch log. So this is about hour and 50 minutes. So it's a classic. This one to me feels.
You didn't want a
really
2-hour watch along, so you picked one that was 10 minutes shorter than a 2-hour watch along.
No, this movie really does feel like a horror movie compared to the other films.
Absolutely.
And it feels like just another Michael Myers slasher film, but a different type of one. So I chose Terminator. Can't go wrong with it. So there's my choice.
I love this. Honestly, I love all the choices, but I love this choice specifically.
Great.
I want Geos to win.
Keith,
so I don't know the other two.
Well, you wait till you see the next 3. Jacob.
I don't know.
Wait till you see the next 3.
I want Geos to win.
Keith, I'll let you go next, man. What do you got?
Thank you. The Terminator is one of my favorite movies of all time. It absolutely holds up. So that's a tough one because I love that movie, but I love mine as well. So I had HBO Max. I did this a few months ago. I don't remember how the vote was, but I know it might not win, but it's a movie that people do love. The people that have seen it have loved it.
Should win.
I wish. It's one of my favorite comedies ever. If you haven't seen it, if we don't get to watch it here, do yourself a favor and watch it. It kicks off the Cornetto trilogy from the great director. I'm blanking on his name because
Edgar Wright.
Oh my gosh, Edgar Wright. Jesus Christ. Hot Fuzz. Hot Fuzz is my pick.
I don't know if I've seen this.
Awesome. Wait,
no, Brian, you haven't seen it.
I thought Shaun of the Dead kicked it off. This came out first?
Was Shaun of the Dead first? Yeah, I thought the Hot Fuzz was first.
No,
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz came out first.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah. Hot Fuzz, Shaun of the Dead, and then World's End. Yeah.
I don't think I've seen this one.
It's so
Hot Fuzz
quotable.
is so good.
Oh, it's so good. It's so funny.
Wait, actually, no. Shaun of the Dead came out first. I just looked it up.
Did it
Really?
Yep. Yeah,
Wow.
it did.
Oh,
I love
I knew that.
Hot Fuzz. I
always
love
watched
Hot
Hot
Fuzz.
Fuzz
Is amazing. Hot Fuzz is my favorite one of the Cornetto trilogy.
Absolutely.
I'm a
Absolutely.
Shaun of the Dead guy so much.
I like Shaun of the Dead, but
I love
so
that,
much.
Yeah.
Hot Fuzz is so good.
That movie, man. Anyway, we're talking about Hot Fuzz.
Yeah. I was gonna say I kind of want to watch that to be honest, but no, Hot Fuzz is great. Nick Frost is hilarious in this movie. Simon Pegg plays the greatest cop of all time. I can't even begin to describe how he is in this movie, but yeah. So hopefully it's picked. If not, I say if you haven't seen it, absolutely watch it.
Jake, get your stuff together.
What happened there,
My
man?
camera just totally went
Turn off
haywire.
autofocus. What is
the
it?
hell?
Hey, we just need your audio, Jake. That's all.
My cinematography teacher always said autofocus is the devil. Is he? No? Are you?
What the hell?
Hey, but great choice, Keith.
There you go.
I haven't watched it. There you go. I haven't watched Hot Fuzz in like over 5 years. And
Okay.
Because even if we don't watch it, I'm gonna watch it soon.
Hey, so this might be the month of Simon Pegg because that's 2 of 3 movies have Simon Pegg in it.
Yeah, right. Yeah, there you go.
All right, Brian, you're up next. What service and what movie?
I had Disney Plus, and I was going back and forth between two. I was going back and forth between X-Men: Days of Future Past, but I actually
you went with the better choice.
Yeah, I figured you would enjoy it a lot more. And I picked the Nicolas Cage classic, National Treasure, and that is what I picked for our potential watch along. Star Drew, I have seen Terminator. Luckily, I've actually seen all the Terminators. No, that's not true. I haven't seen Genesis. But yeah, so I picked National Treasure because that movie's just a fun time.
Oh, it's so much better than just a fun time. It's a great movie.
Yeah,
it's a great movie.
No, well, I mean, yeah, it's a great movie. But I'm just saying, it's a fun movie.
Keith, come on, Keith. Keith,
I just said
this is one of those we watched
good.
when we were 14, and Keith watched when he was 20, and so we love these movies. I love the National Treasure movies. I wouldn't say it's a better choice than X-Men: Days of Future Past, but I love National Treasure 1 and 2, so I'm down for this if it wins.
Never seen it.
Oh, I Book of Secrets I personally really enjoy. I know a lot of people probably prefer the first. I prefer the first over the second.
But I like the second one.
I like them both, and I'm so bummed they never did a sequel. They're doing a series on Disney Plus, which is going to be awesome.
With Nicolas Cage?
Not, I don't think with Nicolas Cage. I think it's a new story. They're doing a Disney Plus series.
I mean, I love heist stuff, and this is like we don't have a lot of like stuff like this, so I'm down for it.
Facts. I love to rage with the cage.
Oh yeah. Facts. I still need to watch Willy's Wonderland. I haven't seen it.
I still need to watch Gone in 60 Seconds.
Yes, you do.
Just Jesus, Brian.
I put that on one of your challenges. I can't believe I didn't win.
Rachel made a good point in here. We have one major action film in Mission Impossible. We have one horror film in The Terminator. We have one comedy in Hot Fuzz, and we have one adventure film in National Treasure. And that leaves the fifth spot, which is a totally separate genre. And it's the movie that better win this watch along, everybody, or else I'm going to lose it. I'm going to lose it. It is my movie.
Of course, I got
Netflix. And it's hard to pick from Netflix because their library is so vast, right? Now, I was thinking about going with like a Netflix original like The Old Guard or Extraction. But this movie came across my screen. I just said, this movie's perfect. I've loved it since I was a kid. It's the story of what a team's heart can do for one country, and that is the Great Miracle.
Oh my God.
Come on.
Wow. Why is this on? I mean, I know the real reason why, because of rights issues, but why is it on Netflix and not on Disney Plus?
Because of rights issues, Jacob.
Yeah, exactly.
And guess what? You have to wait until the time is up. How are you not going to go with a movie that's all about the human spirit persevering up against a country that you hate? Come on, everybody.
Oh, there are people watching this in Russia that are not happy.
We just
I'm
lost
talking about the 1980s
Russian
when we were
viewers.
in the war. Come on. Goodness.
I've been to that.
And they're bad guys again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. So says the Call of Duty game.
Do you believe in miracles?
I've been to that stadium and stayed in that city, Lake Placid.
Lake Placid, yeah.
Facts,
Yep.
Chuck. I was leaving up to Brian to pick Mighty Ducks this month, but he didn't pick it. So I went with Miracle.
Wait. Oh, I should have, because I've never seen Mighty Ducks.
Okay, he's out of here the rest of the
Wow.
show. He's gone.
Jake, you know what I've never seen?
You've never seen Miracle?
I've never seen Miracle.
Oh my! Okay.
Which
Wow.
He's no longer hosting. He's no longer hosting.
I'm back.
Look, I knew this, but I was just reminded Gavin O'Connor directed it.
Yes,
Which
dude.
I love
Yes.
Gavin O'Connor films.
Kurt Russell.
He's a great
Like,
director.
come on.
Wyatt's in it, right? Isn't Wyatt in as well?
No, Wyatt's not in it.
He's not in this
He
one?
might be his kid. He actually might be playing his kid.
I
Hold
thought
on.
he was.
You might have not have known because he's probably so young.
Yeah, it was
I
back
thought I
in
heard him talking
01, so that it was 20 years ago. Let me look. Hold on.
Might be.
Dude.
I don't know for sure, but he might.
Man,
be in it.
I need to watch because Gavin O'Connor, man, he directed Warrior, he directed The
Mhm.
Accountant, he directed The Way Back.
Yeah, he did.
He's a
direct
great
that, that's right.
director.
No,
Yeah.
he's not in.
He might not
He's
have been
not
in it. I don't know. Okay. He's in a hockey movie though. I can't remember what it is.
He
I
was
think
in-
this
Oh,
would be
it's apparently it's
Oh,
on
it's
both.
Goon. It's
but the-
Goon.
Goon.
Oh yeah, he's in Goon.
Yeah.
He's in Goon.
Yes.
And Goon's
Yeah.
amazing.
So
Goon
this
is
would be the
amazing.
first time we do a watch along where I haven't seen it, other than
So,
a movie that we
Welcome
all
to
have.
my life.
ladies and gentlemen, that means that Jacob is giving you
Good
his
list.
full permission to vote for Miracle for this month's
Yeah,
watch along.
am I gonna cry, Jake?
No, well, you might
Oh.
cry tears of joy because it's so,
Oh, okay.
it's so effing amazing.
You're
Listen.
gonna cry tears for America. That's what Jake.
They're going to be red, white, and blue tears.
There's an HBO documentary about this that's incredible.
I've seen it.
I got
I've
choked
seen
up.
it.
It's so good.
I've seen it. I just got switched around there. Woo. Jacob, so
It's
this
really
is on the level. This is on the level of emotions you'll get from something like Remember the Titans.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've heard it's great. Nothing but good
less
things. So I'm
less
excited.
dying though.
Well, obviously.
Yeah, that part is gut wrenching in Remember the Titans.
See, Chuck's finally on my side. He can't disagree. It's about the human spirit fighting for your country. Come on.
Now I'm kind of bummed I didn't pick the Mighty Ducks because then I
I'm
could have
bummed too.
watched. Then I could have watched it and maybe watched this show because apparently it's okay.
It's better than okay. Mighty Ducks Game Changers is life. It's life.
Well, I mean, I'm sure we could live without 2 hockey movies for 1 month. All right.
Jacob, excuse me.
Sure.
There's so many. Okay,
Go Sharks.
I'm not-
Go Sharks.
Yeah.
Oh,
good for
please.
you.
Here we go.
There's
Cats.
so no one. likes
Keith, just go away. Just go away.
He's gonna go put on his cap.
He's gonna go put on something capitalist.
Yeah, he
Yes,
is.
100%.
I was just thinking there's so many.
Oh, there
my
we
gosh.
go. There we
While
go.
he's wearing a Nationals shirt too. God, I was just thinking there's so many Disney sports movies that I have not seen.
dude.
So many.
Dude, we gotta yes.
Let's see. Angels in the Outfield I've never seen.
Okay, before this gets too excessive, let's move on to our next topic because this is
I
just
love
becoming
Angels in the
heartbreaking.
Outfield.
This is becoming heartbreaking.
What was that one with John Hamm like 5-6 years ago? Was that a good
$1
movie?
million arm.
It was.
$1 million
Yeah, it was a
arm.
great arm. Or a great.
Very good.
It was a great
It
arm.
was a great arm.
There was a great arm in that movie.
It was a great arm.
Oh
God.
man. Okay, so let's run down the choices again, and then
Go Cats.
tell them when the poll's
All
gonna
right,
be
real
up.
quick. Brian's choice for Disney Plus was National Treasure. Goodness. Keith's pick for HBO Max was Hot Fuzz. Jacob's pick for Prime Video was The Terminator. Gio's pick for Hulu was Mission Impossible Ghost Protocol. And my pick for Netflix was The Great Miracle. Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Awesome.
Can I just really quickly? It's funny. I don't know why. I grew up playing baseball and soccer, but there's so many baseball movies that I have not seen. Major League, haven't seen it. Field of Dreams,
God.
haven't seen Field of Dreams.
I could probably
Major
name off
League.
three. Brian, let me here. There we go.
man.
The Natural,
No.
61.
Wait, what's the? I watched one at your.
just yes or no? Yes or no?
I think it was
61.
Bull Durham I watched. No.
61. Bull Durham.
That I watched. That was
Trouble
so
with the Curve.
Bull Durham was so boring.
Oh,
I've never seen Trouble
okay.
with the
Can we move on, please? Can we please move on? Can we please
Wait,
move on?
the other one that I have. The other one that
That's
I
all-
have
A League of
too.
Their Own.
No, I'm still waiting on
That's
that
the
one.
great. That's the greatest of all
Yeah.
time. That's my favorite sports movie ever.
And the
Oh,
other one that I,
Can we please move on?
the other one that I get crap for is, which I don't know if it's good or not, but Rookie of the Year.
Yes, it is
Oh,
good.
I
Yes,
I
it
was
is.
gonna say
Henry Rowan Gardner, baby.
Rookie of the Year, not to be confused with The Rookie.
That one I've seen. I love the Rookie. The Rookie's a good one.
The Rookie.
Thank you, Rachel. I heart you.
All right,
Awesome.
Jacob,
Well,
what do we
yeah,
got next,
let's
man?
get to this. Or before we get, oh no, that's it. We're ready for the Calvin Ellis Superman fan casting. The casting table live on Apocaflix now. This is only the second time we've done this, I believe, but it's super fun doing it live with the people in the chat. So basically, how the casting table works: we choose a character that could possibly be coming to the big or small screen soon, and then we get to choose our favorite actors or actresses and apply them to that character. They might be playing this character, and then we might discuss what type of movie we might want to see them in, and we're going to give our first choice first. Is how we do it. That way, nobody's first choice gets stolen, and then we'll give our second choice and maybe some honorable mentions. Now, I will say I did a little bit of research on him, so it's hard to cast a character when you don't really know them that well. But that being said, from what I've read,
I'm going in blind.
From what I've read and what I've seen like online, I have a pretty good idea of who I want to play.
And real quick, I do want to throw this up because this is from Chuck. There are two current Black Superman from DC: Calvin Ellis / President Superman of Earth 23, and Val Zod of Earth 2 in the New 52 continuity after the original Clark of E2 died. And so, Chuck, if you want to get a little bit more info in there, we'd love to hear it. And as Dom says, Brian, let me be your sports movie. You'll be my greatest challenge. Dom, you are 100% correct. Happy belated birthday, Dom. Happy belated birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
He had a birthday over the weekend. So, yes, Jacob, it's all up to you to shoot around the table. And who goes first, man?
Awesome. Well, I think I will go to.
Can I, before I even say anything, because I highly doubt we're going to use them, but Jake literally made the image, and I went, well, fuck, there goes my picks. Those two were like
the thumbnail is John David Washington and Michael B. Jordan. So those are probably the two top picks.
I was considering John David Washington, but I took him out.
I didn't think about it. I was gonna put in a mandate to say no Michael B. Jordan at all.
I don't think we should pick him, but
when I typed in Calvin Ellis, all I saw was Michael B. Jordan stuff, like fan art and things, which is crazy. But I'm so scared my first choice is going to get taken, but I'm not going to go first. All right, I'll go to Brian.
I have a feeling I know who it is, and if it's correct, it's my runner-up.
Jacob, go first.
You're going to go first, but I have a feeling I know who it is, Jacob.
I'm not afraid.
Well, I was going to give it to Brian, but I can go first.
You're not going to
go first.
I can go second.
Go first.
Well, I'm very scared mine's going to get taken, and I want this guy to be the guy if it is. So if you guys haven't heard of him, I'll tell you what he's in. But my number one choice for this role is Aldous Hodge, and he is from The Invisible Man. He played her best friend where she was staying with her in the movie. He's been in a bunch of other things, but ever since I saw that movie, I was like, this guy, he's going to be a star on the rise, and I really like him a lot. Go ahead, Jake.
So he was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. for a very long time.
Nice, yeah.
But I don't know if you knew this. He's playing Hawkman in Black Adam.
Is he? Okay.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah.
So
he's playing Hawkman.
I think we've done this before where
it's very possible. Like, it is possible.
Yeah.
But
maybe Hawkman is a very small role and he dies in the movie. Who knows?
Yeah,
and then
very possible.
And this is also supposed to be supposedly not in the DCEU, right? This as like we're
Who
assuming.
knows?
Honestly, dude,
yeah,
we don't know at this point.
Yeah. So I'm assuming that they're doing this movie like they did Joker, where it's just its own, or they're doing the Batman, like it's its own thing. I think
it's gonna take place on Calvin Ellis's Earth.
Yeah,
like
that's
it does
possible
in the
too, and it's all. I mean, technically, they're all in the multiverse, right? So that could be the same thing. But I'm sticking with Aldous Hodge because here's the thing for me is, so I've never read a Calvin Ellis comic book, but I love the idea of the President of the United States also being Superman. I love that. And so I like Aldous Hodge because he can play. I feel like he can play that type of role where he's, this presentable, well-spoken guy who's president, but then he's also got to, turn around and go save the world. So, and the thing for me is, we always say it's hard to make a Superman movie because what do you do with the character? Like, what do you do outside of the action that makes it compelling? And then how crazy is that where you have the president of the United States and he's got to deal with that and being Superman. So I just think that was pretty cool. And I also read that Brainiac is like his right-hand man on this earth. And that's just crazy to me. So I'm going to go with Aldous Hodge, mainly because I loved him so much in The Invisible Man.
I like it. I mean, I love Aldous Hodge. I think he's great. I think he's very underrated. You're right. He was fantastic in The Invisible Man. He was always great on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. He actually played the grandson of one of the Howling Commandos in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Oh, nice.
And he had a really cool arc on that show. But yeah, I've always thought he's deserved more, and this would definitely be a big, giant role if he were able to get that for sure.
Yeah, and I mean, I know I didn't think about that he's playing Hawkman and Black Adam. And like we said, that could not affect it at all, or maybe he's out of the running because of that. But as of right now, like we haven't seen him on screen as Hawkman yet.
It's a fan cast. You can do whatever you want.
He's my choice. Yeah,
you can do whatever you want. It's a fan cast.
All righty, let's go to Keith for your choice, man. Your first number one choice.
Okay. Before I do, I do have a question now. I don't know if something's changed today in the last couple of days, but didn't they say that this was going to be Clark Kent and to be a 20th century period piece?
We don't. Who freaking knows?
Honestly, Keith, I haven't seen anything that says that.
He's actually right. They haven't
is he?
that.
Okay. Well, I haven't been paying attention to too much movie news, but we're casting the character of Calvin Ellis.
That's fine.
And if it were to ever happen, so.
Okay,
there you go. Even
fine.
a better point, Jacob. There you go. He was Ren in Straight Outta Compton.
Yeah. Oh, that's what else I know
Yes,
him from.
was.
And to be fair, is Calvin Ellis is also Kal-El, right?
Yes.
Just on this in this Earth.
I believe
Yeah.
so.
Yeah.
I believe so.
In this world, he's African American, or he appears African American, even because Superman's an
That
alien.
version.
Excuse me, he's
Right,
not
exactly.
African American. He is Kryptonian.
Yeah, exactly.
He's African Kryptonian.
There you go. There you go.
Keith is the only one that can make that joke.
I know. I'm not touching. I'm not touching that one. I'm just gonna say he's Kryptonian.
All right. My first choice is Winston Duke.
Oh, wow.
That didn't even cross my mind, and I love it.
Yeah,
First guy I thought.
Manape. Wow.
Absolutely.
Umbaku.
Absolutely. Oh,
He's not
man.
Manape. He's
Absolutely.
Umbaku.
It's Manape. Manape.
The same guy, essentially.
I just
Did
like
they say
saying
that?
I'll tell you what, he was on my honorable mentions list.
Wow,
Oh,
that's
cool.
a great
Okay.
choice.
Yeah.
That's a great
I love him.
choice.
Love Winston Duke. I love seeing him take on just like you said, Jacob. See him being the president of the United States, that'd be really cool. And obviously, he's got the physicality and the physical presence, so he'd be a cool looking Superman. I love to see him in that blue and silver suit, man. I love that Superman outfit. So I'd rather see. And I brought up the Clark Kent thing, and I don't know if anybody watched Gio and I on Fandom United the other night, but I would prefer it be Calvin Ellis instead of just doing Clark Kent again. But whatever. But and Baku, yeah, that's my guy. Winston Duke, that's my top choice.
That's a good
I
pick.
love it.
That's a really good. Brian Nussbaum here, going with the Idris Elba. I mean, it's not a bad choice.
Yes,
It's not a bad choice.
he said he was Black Superman. Didn't he say that?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he did say that in Hobbs and Shaw.
Yeah,
That's right.
Keith, let me ask you a question. What would your thoughts be if, and I know it causes like a whole family lineage thing, if M'Baku got past the mantle of Black Panther?
Oh, I don't. I know a lot of people thought that initially. It seemed okay. He's the leader of his tribe. He
Yes.
almost won that fight. I mean, it seems like, I know, like you said, the whole tradition of passing it down. But it's if I were in that world, if I had any say so, that's who I would pick, because it seems like he'd be suited to lead that entire nation. he'd have to embrace technology, which his tribe apparently does not. But other than that, I think it'd be a good choice.
Sweet. Love it. I love T'Challa, but we can't really go there.
Yeah.
So I'm totally fine.
Yeah,
This has nothing to do with
somebody's
I think
Black
Panther. I think he's been Black Panther in the comics a couple times. From
probably.
what I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So
Anyway,
Awesome.
All right,
well,
who's next?
let's go to Brian for his number one choice.
Yeah, Jake tried to ruin mine earlier because he talked about Moonlight, and it was Trevante Rhodes.
Is that your number one choice?
Okay.
That was my number one choice.
Oh, nice. That's
So I was just like,
awesome.
all right, shut up, Jake. Stop.
when he brought him up, I did think, ooh, that's a good choice. I was thinking that too.
So if you've seen Moonlight, if you listen to the first half of this show, I think he is someone that could be. He's not a no name, but not a household name, and I think that doing something like this, he could become a household name. So yeah, that was mine.
good choice.
Awesome.
Yeah, that
No,
guy's really good.
Thank you.
I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
Chuck.
He's my number.
Did I get that wrong?
3. He's my number 3.
I guess just Chuck. I thought Calvin Ellis wore the blue and silver suit. Did I get those mixed up? I thought I saw a picture of. Okay. Oh man. Well, I like that suit. I want him to wear it. I like that.
Awesome. Well, of course, we'll go to Jake for his number one choice.
Yeah, I went back and forth quite a bit. I will say Trevante Rhodes was he was teetering between the 2 and 3. I was kind of just like switching a bunch of people back and forth, but I ended up choosing my number one. We just saw him in a film, and I think he can play this role very, very, very well. And that is Mr. Mehcad Brooks, formerly of Supergirl, and he played Jax of Mortal
I thought
Kombat.
of him too.
Yeah, right. I like him.
I think this guy. So
Yeah,
you may not get it in Mortal Kombat because of the type of character it is, the type of movie it is. But if you watch Supergirl, he plays Jimmy Olsen, like the Jimmy Olsen, and he ends up being a hero named Guardian. The dude has so much charisma; it's scary.
Yeah.
He is a very, very talented actor. He has history with the Superman character, being on Supergirl for like I think I read it was 91 episodes of Supergirl. I just think that he's very talented. I had seen him in a few things before that. He had popped up in some stuff, but he really got his kind of hook in when he got one of the leading roles in Supergirl. He's now Jax. I'm sure he's going to be popping up in a lot of other stuff. He's also he also fits the physical build very well.
He got ripped for Mortal Kombat.
He's huge. He is
ripped.
huge. And he fits that role very nicely. And he fits that mold of what I like to see from my superheroes these days, of kind of unknown people that a lot of audiences don't recognize, right? Like nobody's gonna know who he is. Nobody's gonna like. There's a lot of people that watch Supergirl, but not enough to know who Mehcad Brooks is when he's cast as Superman, right? Or even for Mortal Kombat, like they're gonna see his face, but they're not gonna know his name.
Exactly. Yeah.
And Chuck, you are 100% right. This was the only stipulation I had, is if he did keep the stash.
Yeah.
If he did keep the stash. I think we do need a Superman with the stash because the last one got removed. I do think it needs to happen. We got to have Mehcad Brooks with the stash. But yeah, he's my number one choice, Mehcad Brooks.
Nice. I'm a big fan of him.
Keith,
Quite like that.
I don't know if you know it, Chuck, you can correct. I know nothing of this character. I'm literally learning like within the last couple of weeks that this character even existed. I have no problem admitting that.
Same.
Are people aware that the president is Superman in this?
I'm guessing no.
Separate.
Doesn't seem like it. Yeah.
Because it says that Brainiac would like cover for him when he went and does Superman stuff.
Okay.
So I'm guessing no, but I'm obviously Chuck knows way more than us. But that's why I want to read it now.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna hit up intro.
I know, right?
Like, I think
trades and get
like
one.
it would be kind of
From-
interesting, like if the president. Oh, okay, so Chuck said no. It would be kind of interesting if like people knew that he was.
if they knew.
president. Yeah.
Yeah.
Real quick, before we get to our twos, I want to bring up a couple from the chat.
Oh,
a lot
yeah.
of people. So Sean Robin here, Shamar Moore, who voices Cyborg, for a lot of
okay.
DC anime stuff. Shamar Moore is great. He was on Criminal Minds for a lot of years. He's running the SWAT TV show on CBS. He's a great TV actor who crushes the role. He'd be a great choice. Leslie Odom Jr. and I don't want to butcher the name. I'm sorry, Rachel, but those are her picks. Brian Nussbaum here. Tyler James Williams or Michael Ewe. Could be some interesting choices there as well. Brian says Michael Ealy. There you go. Michael Ealy, not Michael Ealy. Michael Ealy.
That's a great
there you go.
call.
Michael Ealy.
Brian.
Michael Ealy would be
Michael
a great
Ealy,
choice. Would be a great choice.
Yes.
If they go older, Henry Simmons, Mac from Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., that would be a great choice as well. Another very physical, brooding guy. That's a really, really big pick. I know that Sean said this earlier today on Twitter, but his pick was the lead character of Overlord and the guy who played the flashback character in Watchmen, the black and white episode, Giovanna Depo. That's a great choice as well.
Oh,
that's
Hood of
a really
Justice.
Killer choice.
That guy.
Hood of Justice.
Okay.
Exactly. And if younger Sean says Niles Fitch, who plays Teen Randall in This Is Us. Interesting. So there's a lot of random variety choices out there for this character because look, he's very unknown to the public. You can really cast anybody in this role, really.
Yeah, you can. So for me, there's a ton of talented young black actors, but I wanted to go a little bit older because look, this is not fair, but I think you have to be 35 to run for president. Who they can just say that doesn't exist in their world or whatever.
But that is a very important thing to add.
So or they could say he's not president yet in the first movie. Maybe he's just a politician in the first movie, and then we see him become president in the second movie or something, which would be something pretty cool. Or what if he's doing a presidential campaign in the movie? Like that would be crazy. But speaking to that, my second choice and my honorable mention have already been mentioned during this whole chat. But my second choice is Idris Elba. Idris Elba. Now, look, the reason why it would be okay for me is because obviously you're going somebody who's president, right? So obviously he can pull that off. But can he play Superman for 10 years if they want to do 3 movies? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, it's just in green screen and stuff, but he wouldn't be my first choice, obviously, but I think Idris Elba would be cool if he got the chance to do it.
Absolutely. Look, he's the obvious choice for a lot of roles, honestly. Yeah. He is the obvious choice for a James Bond role. He's the obvious choice for a Black Superman. He just fits the mold for everything. And like we already mentioned, he already claimed himself to be Black Superman. So
yeah,
why
exactly.
not?
Yeah, exactly. All right, Keith, who do you got as your runner-up, man?
I'll be devastated.
My runner-up, Sean. That's crazy that you just picked this guy from This Is Us because my second pick is Sterling K. Brown.
Nice. That's a great pick. That is a great pick. He plays T'Chaka's brother in Black Panther.
Yeah.
What's his name, Jake?
That's one with 2 Black Panther people.
I can't
remember. I don't even remember that either. It's a good question. But anyway, yeah. Yeah, man. I'd love to see him. He's I don't know. They can these people everybody can bulk up to play these parts, so that's not a big deal.
That might be my favorite pick so far tonight. That might be my favorite pick.
I was gonna say the same thing. And Keith, he's not out of shape, man. Have you seen some of his pictures?
He's
with his shirt
ripped.
off.
He is ripped.
No, he is.
But he's not
compared to
huge,
Winston
though.
Duke. He's not.
He's not.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
huge,
He's
though.
not. Yeah.
No one is big
Winston
compared
Duke
to
or
Winston
Mercad
Duke.
Brooks or Mercad Brooks. These guys are monsters. But he's a good Hollywood shaped, good looking guy.
Oh yeah.
He's like one of the best actors on earth. I mean, you go back and watch his scenes, all his scenes in Black Panther. Well, anything he's in. This Is Us, obviously. Yeah, everybody cries every week watching that show. But yeah, he's so great, man. I'd love to see him take on that role. And if not, hey, I want him to be Lex Luthor. If there's a Lex Luthor in that universe, I don't know.
Hey,
wow.
there you go. Yeah, that is honestly, like Jake said, that is a really great choice. Like,
I think that's my favorite pick tonight so far.
Awesome.
Okay,
Brian, you gonna blow us away with your backup, man?
I don't know about blow away, but I think it's a pretty good one that I'm actually surprised no one grabbed and has said in the chat and nothing. And that is Lakeith Stanfield.
Nice.
No one No one said that at all. Yeah. No? Why, Keith?
I have issues with him. It doesn't matter. Go ahead. I like him. He's a great actor. I love him, but
Oh, no. I mean,
he'd be
he was my second. He's my second to my first, but yeah. What do you think? No?
sure.
I think
I don't know,
acting wise,
he'd be
look,
good. He'd be very good.
choose any great actor in this role, they're going to do
Yeah.
a good job. But for me, like, I feel like Superman, right? You see their face and you're like, that's Superman. I don't feel that way with Lakeith Steinfeld. But if they cast him, he's a great actor, so he could kill it.
Well, but let's. I mean, look,
He's-
we've seen actors in the past who have been able to bulk up, right?
True.
Lakeith Steinfeld is
Sure.
a Oscar performer. This
Oh, yeah.
dude is
Yeah.
one of the best working actors on the planet. We've seen him in roles where he can, go to drama, and we haven't yet seen him in like a big action-packed role. But I actually like the pick quite a bit. I think that he could fit the role well. I think that he's one of those faces again who people recognize, but they don't know his name yet. And this can give him the opportunity to be like, look, I've been around, but here I am. And it would be an unconventional choice for sure, but there's no doubt the dude can play the role. There is no doubt.
Yeah,
the dude can play the role.
absolutely. And
I like him from Knives
Yeah.
Out. That's why I picked him.
now I kind of
He
do
Knives Out.
see it now that I'm
He
looking
can
at
do
him.
comedy. He's funny. He's funny on Atlanta. He's very good.
I want to see him play the
Uh,
president side of this role. That'd be pretty cool.
He's lobbied to play the Joker. I know he's been interested. He's been trying to.
He's a
lobby for
great
that
pick
role.
for the Joker too.
Really?
Yeah, he's a great pick for the Joker too.
Interesting.
Yeah, he wants to do that. So yeah, it's a good call.
Interesting.
All right, Jake, who do you got as your number 2 choice?
Man, this is so hard because I had one in mind, and I had an actor in mind who I really like and I still like for the role, but this whole talk of an older Superman kind of like kicked into my brain, and he's not like that old. He still can play a pretty young Superman, but he's older than what I was going for. He's very unknown, at least from what I recognized. And I've seen him in a number of stuff, but his name is Ricky Whittle. Ricky Whittle. He is currently the lead or one of the leads on American Gods. But he is also a fan favorite character on The 100 on the CW.
Okay.
He was a very popular character on The 100. This dude can act. He is a phenomenal actor that nobody recognizes. He fits the role very well. He's kind of in that 30s range where he can play young, but also maybe even up a little bit. I think that, and again, going to what I like.
He's
with
the
these
lead of
characters-
American Gods, isn't he?
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I've never seen it. But I know
I
that
have. I
there's
watched
like
the
there's
first
like
season.
I know there's like multiple leads, if you will, like a lot of characters that kind of
That's-
pop in.
I
and
don't
out.
think I've seen him in anything.
I watched the
Um,
first season. That show is just all over the place.
But he is he plays an intimidating character a lot, very serious, but he also has this very strong charisma to him. And again, playing to what I like for superhero roles, he is very well unknown. It would allow him to build into the role and not be like, oh, I see this person in this role, rather than just letting the actor play the character. And it's nothing against him, but we always saw Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man, right? Or Sam Jackson as Mace Windu. This would be a totally different situation. So Ricky Whittle for me would be a great choice, a very unknown choice, unconventional choice, but one I think that would be very strong for the future of the character.
So that wasn't the one you thought that I was going to choose as my number 1.
I thought
right?
you were going to pick McCon Brooks because of Mortal Kombat.
Okay. Yeah, no. I did think of him, but I was like, no, he was in Supergirl, but that doesn't matter. I chose someone who's already playing Hawkman, so it doesn't matter. I do want to ask Chuck something else. How is Calvin Ellis personality-wise? I'm wondering, because is he like the Boy Scout, or is he a little bit more edgier? Because that could change who you want to cast in the role. Because if you're going Boy Scout, then you have a certain image for him. But if he's more edgy, then you might have another image for him. So my only other honorable mention is something that someone who Keith mentioned, which is Winston Duke. He was my third choice, which he yeah, he would do a great job. Obviously, I would love to see it, and this man deserves some more leading roles. So I would love it.
He's pretty much Obama, so awesome.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that okay. I wonder, when was Calvin Ellis created? Probably around the same time. No, I don't know, but that's interesting.
I have two honorable mentions. I have two that came close. The first one, and they're both pretty well unknown. The first one is a name Eli Gorey. Eli Gorey. He played Muhammad Ali for Regina King's Amazon film. And the name of the film was One Night in Miami.
Oh, okay.
He played Muhammad Ali in that film. He was also on Riverdale on the CW for a season, I think.
This dude is ripped.
Yeah, he's big. He's big, but he's on the younger side.
Yeah.
He is on the younger side, so you'd definitely be committing to a younger Superman who could probably be there for a little bit. But again, he has a lot of charisma. He can play a great character. He has a lot of personality. The second one I went with, any Bridgerton fans out there? Because I picked the lead actor in that show. And I don't want to butcher his name, but it's Reggie Jean Page, I think his name is.
Well, you know the history of that, right?
He fits the role.
You know the history of that, right?
No, I don't know the history.
He was supposed to be some guy, like a grandfather or something on the Krypton TV show, but
on Krypton. That's right. Yeah.
But they said no black Superman, and
dude, he'd be a great choice. I'm just saying
that's right.
The dude can act, and he was on a total X-rated show on Bridgerton, but he could act.
That show was great.
Nice. I mean, I haven't watched that show, but I know I have some friends who love that show, and they love him as well.
Good to know.
Awesome. Keith, you got any honorable mentions, man?
Samir, that's funny because I was thinking that.
Yeah, one of them. I actually thought that too. One of them, he can't do it because he's already in the unit. Well, or is he? I don't know. If it's a separate
she
universe,
pops in when I mentioned Bridgerton, of course.
Oh my! Like she wasn't even watching, and then she sensed it, and then
100%.
That show has Gabby written all over it.
Yeah, just don't start talking about The Handmaid's Tale, and then we'll be here forever.
She just pulled it in the driveway.
Oh.
But yes, so I don't know what's going on with this universe. So maybe he could be it. I don't know, but it's Yahya Abdul-Mateen II, Jr.
Yeah.
I mean, he's wearing a helmet. We're never probably never see his face again. I don't know.
He's just gonna wear the helmet the whole time.
Yeah,
he's gonna wear the helmet the whole time. But he's also Dr. Manhattan.
Poor guy. That helmet is ginormous too.
He's big old, yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Hi, Carlo.
Awesome. And Brian, you got some honorable mentions at all?
Yeah, I just had. So if they went like really young, in Moonlight, the middle-aged guy, Ashton Sanders. Excuse you, Gabby. And I just put Daniel Kaluuya just because he's pretty much good in everything he does. So
he is.
Sure.
So you can't complain.
You got that Oscar now. Awesome. Well, that was fun. I mean, I definitely want to read up on this character now, to be honest. I'm actually really intrigued. I didn't know much about him at all before this, so I'm very excited. And if they do end up going with Calvin Ellis,
absolutely not.
God.
Oh my goodness. I was never going to put this name down, but like when I was looking at people fan casting, they put John Boyega down. I wouldn't personally choose him, but I wouldn't hate it.
Keith, I could see you outside if it was Kevin Hart outside of a movie theater just going, boo, boo.
They would never do that. I would hope.
Oh, goodness.
No,
that's funny.
I would hope not. Well, any last thoughts on Superman Calvin Ellis character, guys?
Look, I think whether or not we do get the character of Calvin Ellis, whether or not we get Black Superman, whether or not it is all happening. It's a character that could add some interesting wrinkles to DC movies. Obviously, they're on a separate path of not doing a universe, but doing essentially separate franchises. And if we get like a Calvin Ellis trilogy, I'm all for it. I am all for it. I think it'd be really cool new story.
Even if this movie they're working on specifically isn't Calvin Ellis, that doesn't mean we can't do a Calvin Ellis fan casting. They could eventually do something with Calvin Ellis. So
start a new Earth franchise, Earth whatever number you want to choose, and be it from this guy's storyline, like whatever, like something different. Doesn't have to be Clark Kent.
Would you guys want it to be in the same world as the Batman, or would you just want the Batman on its own?
Separate. Honestly, I would love DC to commit to single franchises rather than a universe at this point.
Yeah, build Earth, build your multiverse, and tell stories from different Earths.
I think that's probably what they're gonna do. Like, they're still gonna have the DCEU going forward, but like maybe no team up films with those big name hitter characters. So we'll see.
Well, yeah, like Chuck said, Earth 23, sweet. Start some stories from Earth 23. Whatever. Like, it doesn't need to be all in one thing.
Yeah, I like that too, because then, I mean, I don't know if the Brainiac in Calvin Ellis's world is a villain or not. I thought of Corey Hawkins as well.
Dr. Dre.
Yeah, but I chose him. What fan casting did we do? We did something recently where I chose him. Oh, it was Fantastic Four. I chose him for Human Torch, so I didn't want to try not to choose the same actors, guys. See, I couldn't have chosen Dr. Montgomery for this role.
Sean, great comment, because that is 100% true.
Yeah, you couldn't have picked. Yeah, I'm surprised you didn't try to find a way.
Yes.
So we'll see how it goes. Either way, we're hopeful for the DC movies going forward. Very hopeful. And thank you all for joining us in the chat. You guys had some great choices. I think Keith's second choice was probably the best.
Yeah,
just like
100%. Yeah, 100%.
But
I agree.
I really like all of our, choices for sure. Especially all our number ones and some of our number twos are some great choices there. Awesome. Well, that's going to do it for this episode of Apocaflix Now. I want to thank everybody in the chat for joining us. We really, really appreciate it. We could not do it without you. Please don't forget, if you listen to audio podcasts, check us out on any platform, whether that's Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts. You can find the links to those descriptions in the description below, as well as links to our merchandise at TeePublic. You can get Apocaflix t-shirts and t-shirts from different shows and moments from our YouTube channel. We would really appreciate that. Before we go, I'm going to let everybody say where you can find them online. I'll start with you, Jake Berlin.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram, mainly Twitter, Instagram too, at Qui-Gon Jake, 2 N's, because someone else took it before I did. I am all over the YouTubes. I'm also on another channel called A Certain Point of View, where we talk about Schmodown after show. We just had a great interview with Star Wars champ Andrew DeMolanta. Got to pick his brain a little bit. It was awesome. I also do a little show called The Whiskey Jedi. If you are interested, new episodes coming out this week. Interesting stuff coming this week. And so just check us out. Check us out. Support us all over the place.
Awesome. And Brian Avalosino.
It's funny. One of these days I'm going to upload like an image for the Tequila Sith, and it's going to just be drawn in like crayon and just like something funny.
Man.
Be Avalosino on Twitter, and same with Jake. A Certain Point of View. Night Smear. Bye, Chuck, and Rachel. But also, don't forget Fandalorian on Friday.
Oh, that's right. That's right. And Keith Barnes.
On Twitter at Keith Barnes 79. See me here, Apocaflix every week. Catch me on Sunday nights with Gio, Fandom United. We talk about a lot of some of the same stuff, some different stuff, but yeah. And I don't know. So shout out to all the viewers: Rachel, Samir, Chuck, everybody, Star Drew, Sean, peace,
Dom.
Shout out to all you guys. Samir, that's a great Batman v Superman reference up there by Samir with the that was pretty funny. But yeah, thanks to everybody watching.
Check out Keith on the FU podcast. That's what I like calling
the FU podcast.
The Fandom United. The FU
You know what's
podcast.
funny is I for copyright reasons, I took the DC out. I got to upload a new image, but it is literally an FU.
I love
Hey,
it.
that's what it is.
I love it.
You can find me on Twitter at Jacob Bartley 824. If you are a football fan or play fantasy football, you can check out my podcast, First Round Fantasy, on YouTube. And for anybody who's a Power Rangers fan out there, you can also check out my Power Rangers podcast, Off the Grid. Thank you all again for watching. We'll see you all this Friday and next week for Apocaflix Now. Take care.